Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome
to breakfast together. Hello.
Buongiorno.
Buenos dias.
Merhaba.
Buongiorno, everybody. Another episode talking about what else?
International food.
Oh, the international food.
Deliciousness.
You all liked it so much, and we enjoyed recording the 2 previous episodes, so we decided to go for part 3, which will be the last part.
Well,
Hopefully.
let's see.
Hopefully.
Let's see. Maybe the podcast changes the nature. I mean, the name it can stay the same, you know. We don't even have to change that.
Yes, right. And it's so cool to see all these listeners asking for a third part. It was really good. Thanks, dear listeners.
And in this episode, we want to talk about such interesting topics as weird foods.
I was just wondering, what is the weirdest thing you guys have eaten? The weirdest, and I know Irena has some jokers.
Okay, let's keep Irena stories for the last one, please.
Dilemma-host.
Keep the best for last.
What's the weirdest thing that you remember eating?
That's a difficult question, actually. Weirdest thing. Okay. It's really good because it's also a breakfast, actually.
Ooh.
Probably not the weirdest thing, but it's a weird thing that I ate, let's say. So when I started living in Germany, I was living in Bavaria, and there they have the famous Bavarian breakfast, which has to be had before 11, I think.
Yeah.
And it has to include beer.
Oh.
And the other thing it has to include is a thing called Weisswurst, which is basically they bring you like a porcelain bowl with lukewarm water and like a white sausage in it that has, for me, no flavor at all, and it has some kind of like weird tough skin that you have to peel off before you eat it.
Yeah.
And
they're going to rate our podcast as 18 plus. Would it
and to be honest, I didn't see the point of it because it's like it takes much more effort to eat than normal sausage. It doesn't taste like anything.
No.
It's also
no. It's good. Exactly.
It's also lukewarm.
You like sausage, Dimi?
Sorry?
You like sausage?
Yes.
Irena, you're turning our podcast into like this is the other podcast.
That's what the other podcast.
You're confusing the two, huh? But yeah, it's not. Maybe I've had weirder things, but this is one of the like weird things I've had.
I had one that it was not like a dish, but it was something that can be eaten, and it's Mexican ants. I think it's fly ants as well. It was brought in the office from a Colombian person, but she was in Mexico. I don't remember the names. I think it's something with chicatanas or something like that.
Chapulines.
Could be. I'm not quite sure, but it was something like that. And it was the weirdest thing that I ever tried. I wanted to try. I said, like, okay, like you never know, live your life.
How did it taste?
It was like the taste that I had. It was like dust. That was the like that's what I can say. Like it's like you put it in your mouth and you feel like the dust taste. You know, like the one from the woods, some kind of like when you're kids and you maybe go next to a fire, you try like the dust. It's the same feeling. That's what the feeling.
Like the dirt from the ground or something.
Yeah, kind of. Yes, kind of. It was
Doesn't
really
really
weird.
sound like
really
food.
But they have a lot of protein. So if you really want, if you like need muscles, yeah.
I think the fancy term is earthy flavor.
Oh yeah, sure.
Earthy tones.
Sorry, gourmet listeners.
And how about you, Asia?
I probably did try some weird stuff, but I have this stuck in my head. I actually even have it on video because before my YouTube channel was dead, I was traveling and sharing videos on the YouTube channel, and it's still there. My video from Cambodia, we were visiting our friends.
Please
and of
go
course,
like,
I had
subscribe.
to try. Oh yeah, sure.
Exactly.
Better follow on Instagram. At least some things are happening there. But anyway,
Bellish travel.
I I had to try a spider. You know, I have
Oh my
arachnophobia.
god.
Literally, I am afraid of spiders. But I
Oh
said I
wow.
am going to try to beat this evil, and
You
we
have to eat your fear.
exactly. I was like, if I'm afraid, at least I'm gonna try to consume it. And yes, we went to a restaurant. We were actually having dinner, and they had normally tarantula on the menu. I was like, "Pff, of course I'm gonna go for it. It was very nice. The tarantula came in full size with different sauces, and frankly, it was more difficult for me to pick it up than to eat it because you know you have to touch the whole bloody tarantula. So
Oof.
I had a leg. I had a leg with the sauce, lime sauce. Really nice. It was like chips, crisps, you know? Very good. I didn't eat the body though. I don't know if the body had some fluids
I
in it
would
or anything like that.
never.
Oh, I would actually love to try insects,
You
like
should see my
crickets or
face.
spiders.
Crickets are okay, but tarantula.
Crickets
Oh
are
my
interesting.
god.
Crickets are like
All of them,
crispy,
all of
crispy
them are
crisps.
fine.
Right.
I wouldn't try. I wouldn't try snails or something like that, which is like a typical dish also in Greece, in Crete especially. But insects, I would try for sure.
As Jimmy
Irena, have you
said, it's full of
tried
protein.
insects?
No, because I've never been to Asia,
It's all in
and I think
front
it's
of
like
you.
Some
sorry.
All in front of you. There's plenty there.
I don't know. I've
Cockroaches.
never been.
I've seen
Ah,
cockroaches in China when I lived there, and
Scorpion.
I saw cockroaches. Yeah, scorpions, cockroaches, and I was like, "Oh my god, do we eat?" Like I only knew to be afraid of those. I didn't know we can consume them.
wait,
But then,
cockroaches as well?
oh yeah, cockroaches, and you know they were on a stick, one after another one. So it was like shashlik, you know, one another one, another one.
I mean, at cockroaches, I draw the line because they're disgusting,
They are
but the rest
absolutely
is
yeah, and
fine.
terrible.
the sound of like rats. Oh my
Yeah,
god,
it's all on my
Oh.
disgusting.
YouTube channel, guys. Just go enjoy it. It's all there, recorded.
Something that came to my mind is, and I just remember that because it's not that weird the taste, but it's weird if you think about it. It's eating frog, and I tried frog when I was in
Yeah.
Thailand. Actually, not in Vietnam, but the taste. I was surprised that it was kind of like chicken, like a
I
mild
absolutely
flavor.
Yeah.
agree. I had frog in
Yeah.
Spain. It tasted just like chicken. It was ages ago,
Yeah,
but
it
yeah,
was pretty good, pretty good. In the beginning, like you see the frog and you see you know like
terrible.
the yeah like how it looks, and you're like, nah, I'm not gonna try. But it was pretty good, I can say.
Irena, you don't like insects, but I'm sure you tried something crazy.
Guys, I have nothing. After tarantula, I feel like I have nothing to contribute with. No, I mean, I've tried chapulines, what Dimi described, the grasshoppers. I've tried, I really like, I'm a foodie, so I really like trying new food. I always try, when I travel somewhere, I try to research for new kind of dishes and stuff. So I've tried everything from kangaroo pies to antelope. Here in Norway, they had like crocodile sausages at some point, also taste like chicken.
Goodness.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. But I mean, like, it's good to know it's but you don't see the crocodile, you just see a sausage. And I tried iguana meat. Now that was like pretty exotic. That was in Curacao, so in ABC Island, the islands that belong to the Netherlands. And spoiler alert again, in all those islands there are plenty of iguanas everywhere around. And the first day
It
you would
wasn't
be
just
like,
specifically killed for you. It was
no,
just
no, no.
normal
Like, they're
to
all around,
consume.
like, so I don't think that the locals eat them though. Like, I don't think it's that common. Like, I think it's mostly for tourists. But anyway, of course, we had to try, and then
But does it taste like chicken?
Or is it chewy?
kind,
I kind of think it's about
kinda.
chewy, no?
Like, kinda, yeah. But then, like, the funny thing, like, it was just a cultural experience. We went to that restaurant, and I think that that's maybe the only thing that they had on the menu or something like that. I don't remember. And we were waiting for a long time. And then, me being European, I was like, "Where is the menu? Why are they not coming to us?" And then there's a man coming to us, and I was like, "Where is the menu?" And he says, "I'm the menu."
Yep.
And
Are
I
you
was
also
like,
a dish?
No,
Are you also someone I'm gonna
this
eat?
is for another podcast for for
Yeah.
special listeners, but or ask me in person. But no, he was basically telling the menu like orally, and he said like, yeah, you can have the iguana. So iguana just has a lot of bones. So, but it does taste
What?
kind of like
That's
chicken.
so interesting.
So
Okay.
it's not chewy or anything. No, it's like quite soft, but it has a lot of bones, so it's kind of annoying, you know. But if to
We had
conclude,
to we had to give disclaimer to all those animal lovers because people can kind of judge us of being. But yeah, you gotta you live, you try. So please, no judgment there.
exactly, yeah, like sorry, all vegans and vegetarians. I know that there are some vegans listening to us.
You're not usually born vegan vegetarian. You come to it. So I haven't eaten meat for 10 years. Now I eat it again. So people change.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a friend, Andreas, actually, you know him, and he tried to be vegetarian or I think even vegan at some point, but every time he came to Greece, he could not do it anymore. It was
He
like,
forgot. He
yeah, I mean,
forgot.
we went outside, like for dinner and, well, dinner, like the meze thing, and, we were at a table with, I don't know, 10 dishes of delicious food, and he could just not keep himself from eating. So yeah, it's depending on the country, it can be more or less difficult to do it.
It surely
Yeah,
is challenging. Like I come from a culture where it's mostly like meat based, but there are more and more vegetarians and vegans. And in Norway, it's like very heavily meat based. Norwegians eat a lot of meat, even though it costs a lot, which is a surprising thing to me. But
It This
yeah,
reminds me actually of this film, My Big Fat Greek Wedding. And I keep telling people that people ask me like, "Oh, is it full of stereotypes?" And I tell them everything you see in that film is true. It's based on fact. It's a documentary, except the Windex thing. I don't know what is it about the Windex, but everything else is 100% true. This is how Greeks would behave in those situations. And
that's
there
so
is a
funny.
scene where basically where the Greek bride brings the Australian groom to her Greek family, and basically he tells them that he's vegetarian, and they just like
Oops.
look at him like with a puzzled look on their faces, and they say, and the aunt says, "But chicken, you eat chicken? Yes, chicken is not meat. Chicken is fruit. You can eat it. Yes."
It happened to me in Turkey. It's the same.
In the 90s, this is exactly how my parents' generation would react if they
Yeah.
heard of this like exotic thing that people do in the Netherlands or something that is called vegetarianism. And this is exactly how they would react. So it's yeah, it's such a like it was such a culture shock, I think, for the previous generation. Of course, it's a lot more
yeah.
common now, but it used to be very like something like fancy European or something.
Yeah, something unnecessary and crazy. But I had the same experience in Turkey, but that's also because meat is linguistically called only for red meat, and for
Same
poultry,
in
we
Arabic.
don't yeah, we don't really use in English poultry. We just say
Hmm.
chicken, it's meat. But in Turkish there is a separation. There is tavuk, which is just chicken. Beyaz eti, it's also called, which is called white meat, and then there is et, which is reserved for the red meats only. So when you say I don't eat meat, then they just offer you chicken because they're like, okay, if you don't eat et, then you can eat tavuk. But you're like, not
Yeah,
really.
they literally
And
do
then
not consider it meat. This is so true. Yeah.
yeah, and I they used to ask me if I was sick or something. At some point, I just started saying like, yes, I'm sick. I literally have sort of an allergy or something. But yeah, now I'm sort of
The
back to consuming some amounts, and yeah, nobody's questioning anything anymore. But there are so many vegetarian options, so that's what I found really interesting in Turkey. There's so many dishes that contain veg. There's so much veg, especially in the Asian region, but still meat is obviously heavily
the
eaten.
the one exception in Greece is during Lent, so the 40 days before Easter.
Yeah.
I mean, even people who do not do it for religious reasons, but just for out of tradition, it's typical that people do not eat meat, and in this case, meat
I didn't
means fish is not meat. This
Yeah.
is kind of like still like a kind of separation that people have. So people become pescatarian, let's say, for this duration. So usually you can find a lot of vegetarian or pescatarian dishes during this period. Usually, I don't know, I can remember of any typical ones that do not include fish, but it's a lot of like fish or like fish puree or, dishes like that. So I think this is like the main content that people used to have with, okay, now for 40 days we eat a lot more veggies and fish and no meat, no chicken as well. But fish is still included, though. It's, I guess, also because of cultural reasons.
It's orthodox fasting, basically.
Yeah.
So maybe it's time to sum up. I think we talked enough about food already. 3 episodes, 3
Are you
parts.
full, Dimi? Are you feeling full?
I feel full. I feel full. Yes, and after this breakfast that I had.
We hope the listeners feel full as well.
Yep.
Or hungry?
Now we're gonna try the in 2-3 weeks from now. We're gonna be in the conference, political conference, all together, and maybe we can explore more food. We have the foodie here, Irena, so she's gonna definitely take us to nice places. So yeah, I think
Exactly. The expectations are high up there, but we know you can manage.
Some really good
Yeah, yeah,
breakfast,
yeah.
huh? Maltese breakfast, whatever that would be.
In Malta, they eat like pastries that are called ftira, which are like how do you call it? Like a crispy pies or something.
mhm.
In Arabic, it's actually the same. It's in Arabic, it's translated as a pancake. So I hope to get some of those.
Yes.
Hopefully, we will have enough time for
Can't
that
wait to
because
try
I
them.
don't know. Yeah.
I would like to try them. So I trust you. I blindly trust you, Irena.
That's an honor. That's an honor. Like I'm an honorable foodie, the
Mention.
foodie.
So see you everyone in the next episode. Thank you very much for taking the time to listen to our episodes.
Afiyet bon appetit.
Addio.
Hi, bra.
Foto logo.
Bye team.
Ciao ciao. Καλή συνέχεια.